Hey, Right Side Broadcasting, Grace Saldana here with Sophia Fisher. She is the founder of Stop the Demand Project, which is an anti-human trafficking advocacy group. So, Sophia, welcome in.
Thank you, Grace, for having me. Glad to be here.
Yeah, of course. So tell us a little bit about Stop the Demand. What inspired you to create it? What's it about?
Yeah, so Stop the Demand Project is a digital campaign dedicated to combating human trafficking through educational content. I was inspired to start this because I became aware of human trafficking in high school. And so when I found out about the reality of this crime and what was happening, not in our nation, but globally as well, I had to do something.
Right.
And so in high school, I started going to my local schools and speaking to kids. Because in America, the average age a girl is trafficked is 12 to 14. And for boys, it's 11 to 13. And so I started to speak to that target group. And I started to speak to them on what human trafficking entails and how it happens. It wasn't easy, but that's where it started. I became passionate about it in high school. And now in college, I decided to start the digital campaign, and we're trying to reach more people on social media.
I love how passionate you are about this subject. You have such a great social media presence. I love how people are becoming Stop the Demand ambassadors now.
Yes.
So tell us, what's your goal? What's your mission?
That's a fantastic question. Our goal with Stop the Demand Project is to build a hub for resources. I found when I was first finding out about human trafficking myself, I found that I was very overwhelmed, right?
Right.
And so I didn't know where to start. There was a lot of information, and I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to help. I didn't know what to do. And so I think a lot of people are in that same boat. And so I want to bridge that gap. I want to help people who are looking to get involved and are looking to combat human trafficking and even learn more about it. So we at Stop the Demand Project are looking to build that hub for resources. So how are we doing that? Mm-hmm. We are partnering with other organizations in the fight. And so there are many organizations that are doing incredible work. And so we've partnered with a few organizations so far: Adaptive Operations, 1211 Partners, and Atlantic Counter Trafficking. These are our 3 partners as of right now, and they're doing fantastic work. And you mentioned our ambassadors earlier, and they are fantastic. And so what they do is push out content and educate people on social media about human trafficking, and also talk about our resources that our partners provide on social media. And it's a great way to reach Gen Z and others, because we know that over 90% of them use social media.
Yes. So since human trafficking is such a taboo subject in America, why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about maybe some statistics about America and how it happens here? For sure. Human trafficking is the fastest growing crime in the world. We are the #1 country driving the demand for it. It's estimated that there are over 40.3 million people trapped in human trafficking now. That's incredible. That's crazy. It also is estimated that it generates over $150 billion in illegal profits annually. So this is a huge industry. It's happening. Right. I think a lot of times, especially when dealing with human trafficking, we think it's always the white van, or we think it's kidnapping, and that's not always the case. Oftentimes, it's someone familiar, right? Right. Interfamilial trafficking is very common, and so sometimes people are trafficked by their boyfriend, or their uncle, or their dad, or whoever. And so Stop the Demand Project is looking to also break a lot of those myths surrounding human trafficking. It happens in every single zip code in the United States. It's not always just some elitist far-off thing. That can happen, right? There are the Jeffrey Epsteins in human trafficking. Right. However, it's happening in every zip code, so it tells us that it's affecting all communities. That's insane. What do you think, where's the biggest hotspot in the United States? Biggest hotspots, I mean, states like Florida, Texas, California, these are big hotspots. Major cities, right? So New York City, Los Angeles, Miami. Major cities are big hubs for human trafficking, right? And so Stop the Demand, the name itself, right? The demand, those are the consumers, right? That is America, that is the globe, right? So anyone that is looking to buy sex or forced labor or anything of that sort, right? That is the demand. And the supply, right? Those major cities, and events like the Super Bowl even, they attract that. And so a lot of times traffickers will work on supplying that because they know there's going to be a high demand for that. So what can people do to stop the demand? People can stop the demand by educating themselves. And I know it might sound cliche or easy, but it is so huge, right? Raising awareness can do so much, right? I was speaking with someone last night about human trafficking, and when I found out myself, I had no idea that people could be trafficked by someone familiar. I had no idea that a kid could be going through school while being trafficked. It wasn't always just the typical, Taken movie series, or you're kidnapped by someone random. And so I think what people can do
to help fight human trafficking is sign up for free training. If they go to our Instagram page and click the link in our bio, we have all of our resources right there. They can get free training. They can learn what our partners are also doing to combat this. They can sign up to mentor people that are victims of human trafficking or now survivors of human trafficking. And so there are many ways to get involved, whether that's educating yourself. I encourage everyone, listen to survivor stories. Statistics are one thing, and it just speaks to the volume of how vast this crime really is. But listen to survivor stories, right? It goes beyond the numbers. I mean, their emotions are sold, their heart is sold. It goes deeper than that. So I encourage people to become educated, do the research, get involved in your community because it's happening there. I think a lot of times we're watching the news and we see major events happening and we tell ourselves, oh, well, thank goodness it's not happening in my backyard.
Right.
Well, this is something we actually can't say that about. It's happening in every single zip code. And so everyone can do something in their community, whether that's starting a group in a coalition or talking to city council about what you can do. There's so much. Check out our page on social media. There's a lot of resources. Reach out to me on social media. We would love more people to raise awareness about this.
Where can you find Stop the Demand on social media, and where can we find you?
Great question. On Instagram, it's Stop the Demand Project. Same for Twitter, it's Stop Demand. We are also on TikTok and Facebook, so you can find us on there, and we are getting ready to launch our website in April. So more resources on the way. And so follow us on social media for now, and that's a great way you can get involved.
Awesome. So we have Sophia Fisher here. Thank you so much for coming on. Your Instagram is Sophia B. Fisher?
Sophia B. Fisher,
awesome.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.